Does your beloved Venti easily fall in front of La Signora?
Huh?
Are you still struggling in vain to see your character die one by one while her HP nearly drops to halfway? Have you not even seen her phase 2 yet? In this episode, we're going to break down the core mechanics you need to know for challenging La Signora in the weekly boss fight. We hope you can nail the boss fight with her even with underbuilt characters. La Signora has two forms, first cryo then pyro. During the battle, you will be inflicted with sheer cold and blazing heat. Here are 3 key points to keep in mind. 1. These two debuffs are represented by the blue and red gauge above your health. It gradually increases over time and can spike when you step on the frosted floor or the embered earth on the ground or trigger some of La Signora's special abilities. 2. When the debuff gauge is full, the player will lose HP every second by a percentage. So keep an eye on the gauge. When it gets close to around 75 to 80%, approach the Heart of Flame or the Eye of Frost to reduce the gauge progress. 3. Using normal attacks or geo-constructs to break a Heart of Flame or an Eye of Frost significantly reduces the progress and removes nearby frosted floor and embered earth. However, don't break them all at once, because they take a long time to respawn. Better keep at least one in the arena. Now that you understand her core mechanics, let's delve into La Signora's attack patterns. Here's a quick look at my party setup: Noelle, Xiangling, Bennett, and Kia. This team is bulky and offers healing and elemental reaction damage. For artifacts, go for a 2 pieces plus 2 pieces mix of defense and resistance. 4-star artifacts will suffice. As for the main stat, prioritize defense for optimal survivability. When La Signora appears, she'll start off by releasing scattering ice shards in a cone, followed by a tracking frozen wheel. A tip here is that you start pressing sprint before the cutscene ends to avoid her attacks immediately after she launches them. After she imbues 3 ice flowers around her, she shoots them and the flowers will remain on the floor near you for a short while and explode, leaving frosted floor that deals and slow you down if you step on it. When she has 5 flowers, it's time to be more agile. The ice flowers turn into missiles, firing at you one after another. Simply walk side to side to dodge them all. When La Signora raises her hands, she will summon an ice lance above your head, dealing AoE cryo damage when it hits the ground. After you dodge the lance, move away quickly to avoid the explosion on the ground and the frosted floor it leaves behind. When you see blue patterns appear on the floor, it means La Signora will summon ice to rain down. Just don't stand in the blue area and avoid the frosted floor she leaves there. Don't forget La Signora can teleport. After she vanishes, she will reappear near you the next moment and cause AoE cryo damage. If you're not quick enough to react, taking this damage won't hurt that much. When you're targeted by multiple ice spheres, dash right before they strike the ground to dodge them. When La Signora's HP drops below 20% in her ordinary form, she transforms into an ice cocoon with an ice shield and becomes invulnerable. Now the sheer cold accumulates faster. Don't panic, focus on dodging ice spheres and staying near the Heart of Flame to avoid the frosted floor. Keep an eye out for the Crimson Lotus moths that spawn during this stage. Picking up 4 of them will be enough to break her shield. If you have pyro characters on your team, you can also break the shield without the moths, but it's slower. Her HP shouldn't be your focus now, because once you break the shield, she'll immediately turn into the second phase, the Crimson Witch of Flames. After the cutscene, La Signora won't attack you right away. Use this opportunity to recover yourself and prepare for the fight. Approach her when you're ready. When she raises her hand to wield her whip, there will be 3 attack patterns: a vertical strike, 1 or 2 horizontal strikes, and a spinning attack with 3 strikes. In all cases, you can sprint to a close position behind her to avoid these attacks during her attack animation. After all, she can't whip someone over her shoulder. La Signora will also release a large fire butterfly that tracks your character until it hits you. If you have a shield, just take the damage. If your stamina is high, you can keep running until it wears off. In this pyro form, La Signora can teleport as well. She can charge to a different location as a swirling flame, during which she's invincible. So don't waste your skills. She will leave embered earth where she passes on the ground. Don't stand on them unless you want to take dot and see your gauge spike. The remaining skills are relatively easy to dodge. When she starts channeling, emits red light, and generates a pair of large wings, she'll release numerous Crimson Lotus moths to attack objects in the vicinity. Simply move away when she is channeling. La Signora, with wings, may hurl a fireball towards your position. It's linear, so move to either side to avoid it. After she closes her wings and channels, she will release several fireballs. These fireballs don't lock on you, so just move to dodge them, but watch out for the embered earth they leave behind. When La Signora's health drops to half, or if you've been stalling for too long, she'll turn impatient and transform into a giant fire tornado with several smaller tornadoes, moving around across the arena. During this phase, she can't be attacked and moves really fast, making it challenging to dodge her. However, the solution is quite simple. You pick a corner and stand there still, and the main tornado won't be able to hit you. As for the slower small tornadoes, dodge the ones that are about to hit you. If you happen to have a shield on, I suggest you get AFK and get yourself rehydrated. After the tornado stops, La Signora will spread her wings, creating an invisible shockwave that significantly increases your blazing heat progress. Be sure to maintain your gauge, and the rest of the fight is simply repeating the attack patterns we've talked about. No invulnerable state like that of the cryo form, so just release all your assaults.
I never asked for redemption.
Now, let's move to team setup. La Signora's weekly boss fight focuses on dealing high debuff damage rather than direct damage. Therefore, it's highly recommended that you take shield users and healers to ensure your team's survival. This doesn't require much of your techniques and operation. In my team, the damage is mainly from elemental reactions. Noelle is responsible for providing shields. With her shield, switch to Xiangling to summon Guaba. Then switch to Bennett and Kia to release their elemental skills in turn, for their skill cooldown is short. Let Xiangling and Kia pick the elemental particles to recharge their elemental bursts. Once fully recharged, release their elemental bursts immediately. This is a whole cycle of combat set. Of course, you can add some of Noelle's normal attacks in between to decrease the CD of her elemental skill. A smaller energy recharge rate may bring some disconnection to the flow, but no matter what, bear in mind that Kay's elemental burst goes right after Xiangling's. Choose a healer that fits your team best. Barbara, Diana, Kuki, and other off-field healers can also be good choice. However, think twice with Barbara, as her healing circle will freeze you frequently. Of course, Kokomi will be the best choice. For your shield character, Zhongli is the most reliable option. However, if you don't have him, Noelle with all death artifacts or Diana with a sacrificial bow can serve this role as well. La Signora has 60% cryo resistance in her first phase and 60% pyro resistance in her second phase, so you'd better have a main DPS that deals damage in an element other than cryo or pyro. As for your DPS, here's my advice. Focus on sub-DPS characters that can provide energy but won't take too much on-field time. For example, Xingqiu, Fiscal, Bennett, and Raiden Shogun. For your main DPS, consider characters like Razor, Ningguang, and others who are easy to get. Or any other 5-star characters you may have, like Child, Alhaitham, and Ayato. The new 5-star character, Nuvolette, is also a good option. Thanks for joining me in this breakdown. If you like it, subscribe for more Genshin Impact guides and content.